He's one of our own. He's one of our own. Mikey Moore. He's one of our own. Seems like every video now I'm just going to start by singing some sort of Spurs chant because that's 3 and 3, baby, in the Europa League. 9 points on the board. We beat AZ Alkmaar. We beat Fenerbahce, if that's how you pronounce it. And we beat Karabag. We sit quite firm in that table. And we're not playing that well in this competition. It's always quite a changed team. We didn't really get out of second gear, but we've won. It's 1-0 to the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. So, yeah, there's no complaints can be had. But before I go any further, if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs channel and you've just stumbled across me on this video here, then get in the comments down below. Answer this question. Do you think we can win the Europa League? And, you know, the title of the video is about that as well, about comments that the special one has said. But also, leave a like if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell as well to let you know when I've gone live. And then after you've watched this, go and watch the video I did on Kulusevski because I think you'll enjoy it because it was such a good deep dive about how good he has been so far this season. But let's start by talking about some of the stats in the game because, as I say, we did not really have to do much in this one. 16 shots for Spurs, 5 on target to their 9 and 3. 59% possession, so not really, you know, the possession we're normally used to in these sort of games. But they had 41, we had 59. So not too bad at all. And then when you look now at the grand scheme of things, in the Europa League, we sit joint first, probably second actually because of goal difference. Lazio are top on 9 with 8 goal difference after their 2-0 win. You got Tottenham on 2, in second rather, 9 points, 5 goal difference, and Elect as well, the only other team winning all 3 of their games so far. I mean, and then when you look at the other teams, you know, in this competition, you know, you've got Lyon, Ajax, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, obviously playing Manchester United tonight as well. And Manchester United, as I mentioned there, you know, we're in good stead for this competition. You know, we are actually the bookies' favourites to win it. And I think, you know, Jose Mourinho, the reason I've titled it this, Jose Mourinho thinks us and Manchester United are the favourites. But is he right? Do you think he's right? I feel like we are looking not our best in this competition because, you know, we're playing the likes of Mikey Moore, who I'm going to get onto shortly. We are playing Fraser Forster, for example, Ben Davis, Dragosin. We're rotating a lot. 9 changes for the side tonight compared to the one against, you know, West Ham United at the weekend. No Solanke from the start, no Kulusevski, etc. No Mickey van der Ven or Romero in this one. So I don't mind it because, you know, if we're getting the points on the board, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think AZ Alkmaar were that much of a threat with, you know, the old boy Troy Parrot up top. But I feel like these wins are comfortable enough. You can see what the youngsters are trying to do, like Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, Mikey Moore. So it's good sort of, you know, we can bleed the players in. Richarlison comes back into the side, gets a goal. I know it's a penalty, but I think we should have had a couple of penalties, even at the end. How is that not a penalty? Wilson Odobert comes back from injury, so it's good to see him back in the team. So, yeah, I mean, not the most convincing. I think James Maddison, you know, good to have him as the captain, pulling some strings, but I don't think it had to be the most convincing game because I believe that, you know, in these sort of competitions, it's good to rotate a little bit. You know, we've got Crystal Palace on Sunday. We've got Manchester City next week in the Carabao Cup. There's a lot of games to juggle at this time of year as we head towards the Christmas and December period. So I don't mind this sort of rotation. And, yeah, back to that Jose Mourinho comment then. I think we're, you know, we should be one of the favourites. You know, the record speaks for itself. 3 and 3, you know, some, you know, not the best, most convincing results against some of the other teams, but wins are wins at the end of the day. Clean sheet again as well against, you know, a strong side from the Erdevisie. Not on the best run, but, you know, still quite respectable in that aspect. So, yeah, I'm very, very positive and think Jose Mourinho might have some point there. I actually want to see because I've gone live straight after the game. Did they draw Manchester United? Yeah, they did with Fenerbahce. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think the way that this sort of tournament works in this new format is get those points early. We've got 3 wins on the board already. We've still got to face Rangers away. I know they're not in the best of form either. domestically especially. But we've got to go away. That won't be tricky. A little battle of Britain. We've got to play Galatasaray away. That's a mouthful. So that's not going to be easy either. And then also we've got to play Roma. So, these are the results where, we don't want to be scrambling for points. It's like, it's always the same in the group format where, you're not sure where to pick up your points here and there. This is the same. Get your points in early. And, I'm looking down the table. There's loads of teams on 0, 1, 3, 4. So we're building up a nice gap now over some of the other sides. They're actually, how many? There's a good chunk of sides who are still undefeated. So, yeah. And obviously the Europa League, there's a lot of good teams in there. So the quicker you can get qualified, in that top section, the top 8, the better. You don't have to play that playoff round either. I am happy with this. And I think, I look at the competition as a whole. With a stronger side, I back us to go quite far. Will we lift it? You're going to have to let me know what you think in the comments down below, because that is a tricky one to sum up. But moving on now about the actual game at hand. And, as I say, wasn't the most convincing, but we have to talk about the main man, Mikey Moore, 17 years old and absolutely fantastic. That front three in general is a bit tonight. Richarlison's still, coming back to form, good for him to score. Timo Werner. There's been reports today saying we're probably going to look to get rid of him in January, or, reject his loan, or, cancel his loan. So he's just not good enough, is he? Even that chance he had when he's through, really good run. He even signals, but then the shot is like he's got pillow feet. So yeah, I think after this, Mikey Moore, good on the right, good on the left. He should have scored quite early on with that header. As you get older in football, I believe you're more likely to put that away, aren't you, with a bit more practice. But just the perfect Ange winger, because he wants to go direct. He wants to dribble at players. He's not afraid to have a shot. He had lovely interplay with James Maddison in midfield as well. I think Bentancur had a good game, because there's been a lot of questions over should him or Basuma be playing in that midfield slot. So that was good to see. Wilson Odobert coming back, was really happy about that. How, as I said, didn't get a penalty at the end, I do not know. That was such a good passing move. And especially, I mentioned in that Kulusevski video, the pass he did in that, it just shows how good Kulusevski has been. So, yeah, very promising. And you can probably see why we didn't sign a winger, because Mikey Moore can go into that team. I think, Archie Gray looked quite good as well. Lucas Bergvall, I think he's got a bit of adjusting, but as I say, he's only had cameos really. He hasn't really been able to, cement and plant his foot into this Spurs side as of yet. But I think Mikey Moore, do you start him? That's another question for you guys. Should Mikey Moore be starting for this Tottenham side? That would be something that Ange might think about. At the moment, I'd say the strongest starting lineup is Son, Brennan Johnson on the right, Solanke through the middle. But do you rotate sometimes with Brennan Johnson? Obviously Brennan Johnson has been in good form, but in different games you might want something a bit different. I feel like he's a really good dribbling winger, whereas Brennan Johnson's a bit more pacey. Son's good at shooting. It's all different things depending on your opponent. And Ange showed that with his midfield. James Maddison was swapped for Sarr because he wanted some more legs there. So it's good to have different sort of wingers, different sort of midfielders in this Ange Postecoglou setup. But yeah, quite happy about it. I'm excited. I'm excited of what we can do this season. I'm going to be intrigued because it is a big week. Obviously, that game was quite big to secure the 9 points. Palace, we've got at the weekend. That will be intriguing to see how we fare against them, because they've not been that good. But, as the season goes on, Palace should be getting wins by now. And then Manchester City in the Cup. So a lot of games, a lot of football to be played for Tottenham Hotspur. But yeah, very happy with that. As I said at the beginning of the video, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, come on you Spurs, let me know, are we going to win it? Surely we're going to win it. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao. Come on you Spurs.